Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Nine Awesome Night. And thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. I mean, it's really been trending for like days and all that. I mean, for some men, especially black men, coming out and asking for child support forgiveness. Have said this several times, but I never brought like videos on it and all of that. And it's really amazing how some men left the important things that they were supposed to talk about that is affecting black community and all that, and think black child support forgiveness is the only thing. Some of them are thinking black women are getting like $200 $300 that they are paying for. Like, how much do you even think, like, what is $200 300 doing for your child and all that? And then why is it that some of you do not want to take responsibility of responsibility or accountability of what you did and your mess up and all that? You are looking for a way to child support forgiveness instead of child support reform, right? Then they left the important things like the young man said, landed property, skills, like the forgivable loan that they told him that they are also going to that they will look into for them, health care and all that. I mean, she really came up with some tangible things that could help normal human beings that are thinking right, but they still choose to go with child support forgiveness. I really do not understand how some people reason, but it is what it is. Some people continue to con. Let's get into this.
So you all know how I like to bring receipts to conversation. And I'm bringing these receipts to the conversation because people are doubting that black men are actually saying that in order for them to support Kamala Harris, they want to talk about the cancellation of child support. And it is a thing, and it has been a thing for a while. In this post, and you can go find various threads like this on other social media apps like this one. But in this post by Little Duval, he is belaboring the point that you all pander to everybody but the black male vote. And this is a comment he posted on August the 28th. And for clarification, Little Duval is a real person. He has 1 million followers on this particular account. And this might help you recognize him better. His real name is Roland Powell, and he is a singer slash actor slash musician slash rapper slash yada yada yada. And he's a real person, like I said, and 1 million followers on that account alone. So this sister came along and asked the following question. What is a policy or something you want to see on a ticket that you feel is specifically for a black man? Easy enough, right? Now, out of all the conversations you could have possibly had in relationship to that awkwardly worded statement in the first place, T. Robin Ho weighs in and shows us that he has no clue or concept of the difference between federal government and state government. But this was the most in-depth conversation topic. Cancel child support, alimony, 50-50 standard custody. I'm not on one, of course, but that's a policy black man can get behind. Lots of black man's wealth tied up in those situations alone. And I remind you, I read it just the way it was typed. The fact that I'm watching Rocky Raccoons engage in conversations like this that have no idea how the federal government works is astounding and should be a red flag to anyone. In the United States, each state sets its own child support guidelines, which are used by judges and hearing officers to determine how much child support a parent pays. The federal government's program, Office of Child Support Enforcement, oversees the child support program, but states and local authorities handle the enforcement. And before one of you brain cell deficient Rocket Raccoons wander onto my page and try to move the goalposts, The federal government's office responsibility for child support enforcement is called the Office of Child Support Services, which is part of the Administration for Children and Families within the United States Department of Health and Human Services. Now, this office does not manage individual cases directly, but provides guidance, technical assistance, and funding to the state and tribal child support programs. And if you all would stop leaving the state to avoid child support, locating absent parents and established paternity, settling child support orders, and enforcing payment collection would not have to be a thing. Now understand, that original statement by T. Robin Ho had almost 1 million views. And when he got some pushback on it, this is what he said in response. Guess you can't read full sentences or lack comprehension. How is 50-50 custody counseling responsibility to the child? You literally cannot make up this level of stupidity if you tried. He literally started his post off with cancel child support. He literally started his post off with cancel child support. Let that sink in. And he's asking somebody else if they lack reading comprehension. So yes, the women who are talking about this are not lying or making it up. It is a thing. And I'll save you the trouble from having to go through this thread and look at the like to view ratio of men who happen to be black, or rocket raccoons as I call them, that like this comment, displaying their lack of knowledge of how the government actually works. Now let this sink in. Of all the things they could have chosen to address to seriously elevate the conversation into an intellectual realm, those were not the things they chose to address. What they chose to address was the little dick energy of somebody who doesn't take responsibility for their children. That should tell you everything you need to know about listening to them. Y'all have the day you deserve, because we know rocket raccoons are the weakest link. Goodbye.
If you need child support forgiveness, you have not been taking care of your kid. If you need child support forgiveness, you have not been taking care of your kid. We don't need child support forgiveness. We need child support reform. And this is why I say education, critical thinking, and accountability is extremely important within the black community. And our modern day men are lagging these things, and that's the problem. Not regarding this person specifically, but child support reform is important. Something similar to, every man has to take a DNA test upon birth of his child. Okay, that helps men and that helps women. But we need to stop acting like $200 or $300 a month is doing something for women out here. It's not. I receive child support. It still doesn't do shit. Upon asking what black men need, they could have asked for better education for black men, more scholarships, more sponsorships. They could have offered things related to land ownership. But asking for child support forgiveness is the equivalent of not being accountable because you have a child out there that you're not taking care of. Even if you believe that was not your kid, you didn't do the due diligence or make the extra effort to go get the blood work, to go to court, or anything in between. And this is exactly why as black men we are stuck in the same degenerate cycle. Because instead of correcting the trauma, we are repeating it and simply passing it along.
This is all I got from this video, and sincerely speaking, I feel like they know what they are doing, because of all things to ask for is child support. Like how did they forgiveness? So how do you plan on taking care of the person you brought to the world and all that? It really doesn't make any sense, because I feel like you are really very irresponsible. And they absolutely feel like I don't know how much, it depends on how many kids you have and all that, how much you pay for child support. So how is $200, $300, $400 going to solve all the problems and all that, when you should be asking for something tangible? Like this young man said about landed property, talking about learning skills, health benefits, and loan, like they said, forgivable loan. Like, why are some people really making things very hard for themselves, right? This really doesn't make any sense. And maybe to you people, it does make sense, but I feel like anybody that can come up with something like this really, like, it's not smart, because if I have an opportunity to ask for something that can help my life and all that, why would that be the first thing you want to ask for? Because they know that that is, like, that is not something, like, but wait, how did somebody come up with that? Like, how did they even come up with that? Like, child support forgiveness. Like, how do you want your child support to, like, instead of asking for the reform and all that? But you all do not cease to amaze me. But then I am not surprised, because I know that some people are like pure coons, and anything that can help them dwell and continue to keep cooning, I mean, that is something that is advisable. I mean, I see a lot of it trending all over, and it's getting a lot of views, and they think they are doing themselves great. I mean, you all are not helping martyrs. They actually came to say that they did not see any policy for them, that black women or women in general are the ones, like, being taken care of or having better policies and all that. And she came up with something, and now you all would rather vote for somebody that does not have any policy for you than voting for somebody that actually got your interest at heart. Man, I really do wish you all good luck, and I hope that whatever you are looking for, you find it. See you all in my next video, boys. Bye for now.